Well, fast forward 10 years. We have a conversation last week. He owns 7 homes right now. 5 of them he used on his VA loan, and he's about to purchase his 3rd investment property because he has enough equity on those first homes to purchase an investment property cash. And I've been his lender the entire time. So here's this guy about to retire from the Army, and his retirement check from the military is going to be peanuts on what he's making on all the equity of his now almost 8 homes because of a conversation we had 10 years ago on a napkin.
Just wow. I can't. Oh,
Right?
listen, you guys. That is a real world example on how powerful that is. I think active duty members, listen. You guys are not spoken to enough in regards to this VA loan. That is a prime example. You garnering the information, executing and utilizing it to its fullest ability. Definitely, if you know you're going to retire in service.
Absolutely.
If you know you're going to retire and you're going to be in service for this allotted amount of time, there's you're going to be at least, on average, 3 to 5 duty stations.
You should have a home in each.
Every last one of them.
Why not? Yeah, you should own it. You should own a home every time you PCS.
And now when you PCS, you have to relocate. You purchase that home, let's say in Birmingham, Washington, and then you have to relocate to Texas. Well, you need living quarters in the state of Texas, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So why aren't you utilizing that to why aren't you utilizing your VA loan to purchase that home in Texas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but now that home in Birmingham can be rented out. And then Ms. Duffy here is going to be able to kind of outline your pathway from start to finish. And then you're already on your way to purchase another on your secondary PCS, or not even while you're still in Texas.
Correct. Yes. And if you buy a home every time you PCS using your VA loan and utilize that revolving door and convert some of them into investment properties down the way, and then be able to pull some equity out of the ones that you've had for a long time, I mean, you could retire with such an incredible nest egg. I mean, that could be your retirement at that point.
Wow. That's incredible. It's just such a relief to hear because, and I'll tell you, every lender is not equal, okay? Listen, you guys, everyone is vetted that comes on this show, and I'll tell you right now, this is one of the best. So you guys need to make sure you're contacting Ms. Duffy to make sure that you actually get your loans in place, okay? We have obviously a change in presidency, and there's a lot of things happening in the financial economy. So don't be left behind because you are waiting on the sideline and not planning a game, right? But now with that said, obviously we talk about VA benefits here on a regular basis. I must ask, so with a VA benefits, right? We talk about healthcare benefits, education benefits, disability compensation, so on and so forth. Now, let me ask, I have a few questions that a lot of lenders that we've spoken with may not have answers.
Oh boy, testing me. Okay.
But now, when we're talking about VA disability compensation,
Okay.
how does that impact your actual VA home loan?
Greatly. So the VA has what's called a VA funding fee. It is an upfront cost that rolls into your loan. It can be paid out of pocket. I've never actually seen it done. So it rolls into your loan, right? It's financed. It's a lot like upfront mortgage insurance, if you're familiar with that on the FHA or conventional side. So VA does not have any monthly mortgage insurance, but they do have this upfront VA funding fee. What the funding fee is the VA basically collects all of that money. They essentially put it into a bank account, and anytime a veteran forecloses on their home, they now have this money to pay the lender back. So it's basically insurance for the lenders that if you, a veteran, foreclose, the VA is going to help support a little bit of that cost that we are going to lose, which is why we like VA loans, because the military is going to back it. So that cost, that VA funding fee, if you were 10% disabled or more, right? So if you are 10% disabled or more, you are exempt from that VA funding fee. So what could be that 2 or 3% that rolls into your loan, you save, and all you need is 10% disability.
That's it. 10%.
That's it.
Literally 10%, you guys.
That's hearing. Name some of the smallest stuff that if you deployed, you have. Get your 10% so you can save thousands and thousands of dollars when you buy a home.
If you join the military, trust me, there's 10% there for you.
Yes.
Okay, trust me. But then that 10% keeps on giving, right? as she mentioned, you are removing your funding fee, but now you are removing your funding fee to open up the doors to your new home. But if you have to pay the funding fee for your active duty members, you are supporting other veterans on hard times, okay? Because that's how we keep the VA loan active, okay? We want that to be had because frankly, you're talking about zero down payment. How do they keep it active? Where did the money come from? The VA loan is not they're not actual lenders. They're just to support the veteran.
Exactly. Yep. So they're basically just on the back end as the bank collecting some money and then helping to support when needed. So, and it's a great product. It's incredible. It's cheap. It's financially secure. So being able to pay that VA funding fee for those that are active duty still, it's worth it. And even if you were to go FHA or conventional, you're going to be paying a VA funding fee. They just label it something different and put a bow on it. You know what I mean? It's the same. It's the same thing. We just have what's called the VA funding fee. Yeah. And then another quick thing is that if you're 100% disabled or more, check your county. Like, look at your taxes, because there are a lot of places. In Texas has one of the highest property taxes in the country, unless you're 100% disabled. And then they are the most forgiving in the entire country. If it's your primary residence, they forgive 100% of the taxes, which if you're living in Texas, that's a huge savings. I know that Clark County has a huge savings, Clark County here in Nevada, if you're 100% disabled. So look at your county. If you're 100% disabled, not only are you exempt on the VA funding fee, but you're going to save so much in taxes because your county wants to say thank you and is giving back basically for your service.
Fantastic. And that is not myself, you guys. Listen, again, we put this information out because we want to be able to support you, not only support you, but to give you the high level information. Being 100% disabled, as she mentioned, it puts you in a different area where the county, okay, there's state and federal benefits. And when we talk about state and federal benefits, there are some counties or some states would specifically, again, totally exempt from any taxes. You guys, that lowers your mortgage. Okay? I can't stress on that because you're lowering your mortgage that most would need to pay on a continuous basis, okay? We're talking about such states, again, Texas, Florida, Virginia, Illinois. We have a reduction in California. There's so many different opportunities out there for you guys, okay? And again, if you guys want a little bit more information, please let us know about that. But with that being said, quick question.